Hey, what's up, my friend? Welcome to your Monday Mastery session. I hope you are doing well. I hope you and your family and your team are staying healthy. And I just want to welcome you back to this series where we are talking about the 3 C's to high performance, successful leadership in business, especially during this season. And if you're not a business owner, don't worry. I'm sure this information will still be really helpful for you. But if you are an entrepreneur, or if you are a realtor, or if you own your own business, then please pay attention, because these are the clues to success for some of my most high-performing clients and what they're doing during this COVID-19 time. So I call it the 3 C's to high-performance leadership. Now, last week I spoke about the first C. So if you missed that, please click the link above if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're not watching on YouTube, then go to my YouTube channel. I highly encourage it. Please watch that first video where I talk about consistency. But I give you kind of a new way to look at consistency. Today I'm talking about the second C, which is creativity. And even more importantly, this is going to be really about expanding your mindset during this season so that you can find the opportunities and maximize on them. There's going to be so many opportunities for you here that you do not want to miss out because of a narrow mindset or a scarcity-based mindset. So I will talk about practical tools today on how to flex the muscle of creativity. So please don't miss out on today's content. And before I get into that, if you would do me that quick favor, please hit that bell and that subscribe button if you haven't already. By having more subscribers, I am able to provide you even more valuable free content on a weekly basis and eventually, hopefully, on a daily basis. But that really all depends on you. So please hit that subscribe button, share this with a friend, share it with a colleague. And if you've already done that, then thank you. Thank you for your unending support. Thank you for everything that you do to lead from love. I truly appreciate you. So now let's get into today's content that will help you maximize on opportunities, called creativity in COVID. Hey, what's up, fam? Kamille Rose here, founder of The Ultimate Life, peak performance coach to entrepreneurs and leaders, and I'm a member of the Forbes Coaches Council. And this is your Monday Mastery Minute, where every Monday I take a few minutes to show you how you can achieve mastery in your business and your personal life. So let's jump right into it. All right, creativity in COVID. And the saying that I live by, it's actually given to me by my grandmother, is that when there is a will, there is a way. When there is a will, there is a way. And so let me give you a little background as to sort of my upbringing and where I come from. So I was pretty much raised by my grandmother for the first 10 years of my life. My mother was very much there. My father was there also working, but my mom was also a single mom, working pretty much 2 jobs at the hospitals, 12-hour shifts. So it was my grandmother who really took me under her wing for the time that she was alive. And my grandmother didn't finish more than a 7th grade education because the Japanese occupation happened in the Philippines. They had martial law, and they literally had to be quarantined at home because of World War II. So she really couldn't finish school. She just had to learn how to hustle in the streets. And she was the first female entrepreneur in our family. She became what we called a hog chandler, where she would raise hogs and then sell them to the cruise lines at the ports in Manila at the time. She also had a pandesal bakery. Pandesal is a little small sweet roll in the Philippines, kind of like a Hawaiian king's roll. And she would bake every morning, be up at like 2, 3 a.m. to start up the dough and sell it in front of their house. So she knew how to hustle. She knew how to create a business, even if she didn't have that much education. And so that never stopped her. So with that sense of hard work ethic, with her street knowledge, with her incredible judge of character, I want to say that she passed that on to me at a very young age. And she would always tell me, you know, you're either going to make a way or you're going to make an excuse. So what's it going to be? You can imagine being a 5-year-old and this amazing 60-year-old wise woman who spoke very few words, but when she did, it just kind of hit you to the core, would say something like that to you. You learn to be very resourceful. I wasn't really allowed to make excuses. If I complained about the food on the table, then I wouldn't eat that night. It was really that simple to her. You know, so whatever your particular parenting style, I guess that really doesn't matter, but I just want to give you background to where I come from. So with that sense of, no, you find a way. If you're willing, then you will make a way. If not, you're just going to make an excuse. So from a young age, I'm always trained to be really resourceful. Another story I'll just tell you that I saw this example of creativity during a time of scarcity, that when there's a will, there's a way, was I was traveling to the Philippines a couple of years back. And in the Philippines, there's these areas called the provinces. They typically are underdeveloped, fairly poor. And I remember in the distance seeing a group of young kids playing basketball, or at least it's what it seemed to be basketball, right? There was a hoop up on a tree. They had some form of a ball. And I'm thinking, man, they barely can afford clothes and shoes. How did they afford to buy a basketball court? How did they afford to buy a hoop? And as I walked closer to where the kids were playing, I realized it was a makeshift basketball court. They actually used the tree trunk as the, I guess you could say, like the pole for the basketball hoop. They created the backboard just out of scraps of wood that they found there, made it into a square. And then the actual rim was just a plastic bucket that they tied with a bamboo string that they shaved off the bamboo. And the ball itself, kid you not, the ball itself was made from rubber bands. An NBA official size basketball made from rubber bands. I was amazed how long that must have taken them to make. But to them, it didn't matter. What mattered was we were gonna play. The love of the game trumped any lack of resources, material or financial, and they just used what they had. And they became very resourceful. And that was the moment that I realized, like, if you really want something, if you're really willing, you will make a way, or you'll make an excuse. So during this season of COVID, I realized things are very scarce for us. The resources that we were used to, being able to go out anytime we wanted to, networking events that were in front of us, being able to go to the grocery store and buy as much toilet paper as you wanted, to the point of perhaps gluttony of toilet paper. You can't do that anymore. And it's amazing to me to see how people are so up in arms about it, like, oh no, the world is falling apart, what are we gonna do? Instead of what I see that I think is what's gonna lead to your success, which is, okay, awesome, let's get resourceful. What else can we do? So that's my message for you today, is to take on the same mindset my grandmother gave me, which is, if you are willing, you will find a way. Or if you're not gonna make a way, then you're gonna make an excuse. And I don't mean to sound tough or cruel or pushy, but then please move out of the way. Move out of the way for those who are wanting to succeed, who are wanting to get to the next level, who are still wanting to provide value and service and grow during this time, because those are the people, you right now, are the ones who are going to make a way. So my challenge for you this week, one practical tool you can use to flexing the muscle of creativity during this COVID season, is to ask these 3 open imagination questions. These are questions that my grandmother used to have me ask all the time. This will help you flex the muscle of creativity. So the first question is there another way this can be done? Is there another way this can be done? Number 2, what other resources can we use? What other resources can we use? And number 3, who is the best person to ask about this particular thing? Who is the best person to ask about this particular thing? So the 3 questions again, is there another way this can be done? What other resources can we use? And who is the best person to ask? Asking those 3 imagination questions will help you engage your creativity to find a new way to solve this puzzle. We'll also have you look at what other ways the resources currently around you can be reused, repurposed, or just used for the first time if you haven't, or created. And then lastly, to engage in community. Find out, is there somebody who's an expert in this area who knows more than you do about this that you can start engaging with to ask? So that's my challenge for you this week. Remember that you're either going to make a way or make an excuse. So tell me, how are you going to be creative during this season in your business?